Hello and welcome back to the Portsmouth Comic-Con Podcast. I am your host, Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel, and the 2nd and 3rd of May is just around the corner. Portsmouth Comic-Con will be back. And on this episode, I had a fantastic chat with one of the special guests that will be coming to Portsmouth Comic-Con. Sarah Graley, a brilliant comic creator and illustrator. And we had a fantastic chat about passions, about artwork, about cats, about the importance of following your dreams. And I cannot wait to see Sarah at Portsmouth Comic-Con interacting with the crowds. So please sit back and enjoy a brand new episode of the Portsmouth Comic-Con Podcast with special guest Sarah Graley. Sarah Graley, welcome to the Portsmouth Comic-Con Podcast. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me.
This is a pleasure. I love speaking with creative people, and especially creative people that are coming to Portsmouth Comic-Con, my hometown event, a place that is pretty much my home for one weekend of the year. Portsmouth Comic-Con is special to me, so I'm grateful for everybody that comes and brings their art, and you will be doing just that, and I can't wait to see you interact with the crowd. So if you could please, let's keep it heroic, as it were, but if you could share your origin story with the listeners and watchers, please, Sarah.
My origin story, like how I got into comics.
Yeah, or we can go way back to the beginning. We can go back as far as you would like, Sarah.
Cool. Well, I'm Sarah, and I write and draw comics. I've been lucky enough to work on lots of really fun licenses. Like recently, like I got to do some Garfield. I've done like a tiny bit of Sonic the Hedgehog, Rick and Morty. I'm blanking. There's another big one. Minecraft. I did a lot.
I was waiting. I had it in my head, waiting. I was like,
What's that? What's that one I did? Like 3 books of
oh
Minecraft.
yeah, that huge franchise. Well, I say you are extremely busy, and the formats and the worlds that you get to play with are fantastic, and we will get more into that. But so, how did it sort of all begin with you becoming, an illustrator and a comic creator, Sarah?
So I've always been into drawing and stuff, and like when I was a kid, I had Sonic the Comic. My parents had like loads of Beano and Dandy annuals and stuff.
Oh,
So my intro to comics was like at a very young age, and
good.
I just like had like this core memory of my dad sitting down and being like, these don't just magically appear. Like there's a team of people working on them. Someone drew that, and like my brain just being like you what? You can do that? Like that's allowed? So yeah, I mean like Sonic the comic is
Wow.
just such a core like part of my comics DNA. And then like I think I entered my teens and I kind of like drifted away from comics a bit. And then I drifted like right back when someone handed me a copy of like Scott Pilgrim, and I was like, "Oh, you can do this in comics!" Like boom again. So yeah, no, I guess my start was like in webcomics. I was like, I love comics. I'm just gonna just start drawing comics. So, along with like licensed stuff, I make a webcomic called Our Super Adventure, which is a diary comic about me, my husband, and our 4 cats. Which is I always say like I'm like I know it's a lot of cats, and then people come up to me and they're like I have 12 cats, and I'm like okay that might be a few more like, but yeah I did a webcomic. I did a few other web comics as well, like more fantastical ones. Like I did one called Pizza Witch, and I put them out there online. And one day, an editor at Ernie Press was like, "Hello, would you like to make comics for us?" And I was like, "Oh yes, please. I would really love that." And that's kind of just kept happening, luckily. So yeah, I started in webcomics, still do webcomics. Our Super Adventure is over 10 years old now,
Mm.
which is wild. People do come up to me and they're like, I read this comic when I was a kid, and then I just feel so old. Like,
Oh, but that's good. You're a part of their lives, which is what comic
it's very
creation is
cool.
about. It is very
Yeah.
cool, and the fact that I started off with the Beano and Dandy many years ago, and I had again, like you said, this could be a job for somebody. There was people getting paid to create the Bash Street Kids. What sort of
Yeah.
crazy world are we living in? This is fantastic, and Andy Fanton, who's drawn a lot of work for the Beano, has been at the con a few times, and
Oh
I always
yeah.
enjoy bumping into him because you're a part of my childhood, and you're in front of me. This is what, and that's a big part of why Comic Cons are just so magical to me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so, for you to sort of, I say, grow up reading comics and then falling into the fantastic world of Scott Pilgrim, I think one of my proudest achievements in life is giving my eldest niece some Scott Pilgrim books for Christmas one year, and I was like, this is the start of where the cool uncle can begin. What was it like for you to sort of hold one of your comics in your hand for the very first time in print?
It's it's very wild because like I mean, like, I do everything digitally now, but when I started, it used to just be like on scrap pieces of paper and biro, and I would just tidy them up. So it was always like I would make a book's worth of stuff, but it would just be like a random sheets of paper, and then you could get like the physical comic, and you're like, this is real. Like this is it was real before, but now it's really real.
Now it's really
So
real.
yeah, so I did like a bunch of I do like self-publishing along published work, but I started self-publishing and stuff, and just like getting your own book printed was very exciting and also like scary. Every time it's scary because it's like I've been self-publishing for a really long time, and like I work with my husband, and he does the more technical stuff of it now, but it's always like you get the book and you're like, oh please don't be any spelling mistakes. Like, please, like, everything go up to the bleed and stuff. But and then getting seeing I think my first published work was this Rick and Morty spin-off for a character called Mr. Poopy Butthole, which is it's a fun thing to tell your nan. It's like, oh nan, what I'm doing, I'm a published author. What's my book? Little Poopy Superstar?
Yeah, that's
But
it.
like,
Don't forget Superstar. That
yeah,
helps with that title. I mean,
yeah,
it's a fantastic thing, and I hope proud relatives are just showing that around to the sort of very confused friends, because I'm sure they're all proud of you. But like, this is my work. This is him. This is the legend that is Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I'm just for the longest time I was like, that's my son, that's my boy. But luckily I made a few other books that are way more normal to be like, oh yes, my daughter has made this book called Glitch, or like Kim Reaper. We leave the poopy butthole behind. But seeing that in print, incredible as well. Like, it's such it doesn't get old. It's always really cool to just get the physical copy of a thing and be like, oh my gosh, this was period like a long period of time
Yes.
in the making, and now it's like a beautiful thing.
That's it.
So
It
yeah,
makes
I love
makes
it.
it more real. I mean, I am a big believer in physical media and
Mm,
books as well, but I'm a collector of all. If there's a digital version, I'll collect something, like as you say. But it's
yeah,
easy to have a Kindle or an iPad or a tablet and be on the road with something, but to sit
yeah,
down with a book or a comic, there's something special about that connection, and
yeah.
to create it at the same time, it must make it even more personal. Now you mentioned your partner. Now,
Mhm.
what's that like, working together and creating together as well?
It's awesome. It's so funny because sometimes I talk to, like, when we were moving house, we had like a lot of admin calls and stuff. And we had to talk about things, and I remember having this meeting with someone, and they were like, "Oh, what's your husband?" And I was like, "We make comics together, and we work in the same room." And they were like, "Oh, that sounds awful." And I was like, "No, it's the dream." Like, I love my husband. I
Yeah.
love working with him, and it's cool because I feel like you can have very honest conversations about like the work and stuff, and be like, it doesn't feel like if someone was like, oh, I don't know, if an editor's like, I'm not sure if this is going in the right direction, maybe revisit it. I might be like, but I'll sit with it for a day and I'll be like, okay. But if when I'm talking to my husband, he's like, oh, maybe we can make this better. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. It's better. It's the back and forth's great. And it also means as well, working in comics, there's like a lot of secrets.
Mm.
Like you maybe sign on for a book, but you can't talk about it for like 2 years, kind of thing. Sometimes publishing can be really slow. So it's like that's like I'm bursting at the seams to tell everyone about this project, but I can't. But I can talk to my husband because we're like collaborators.
They're there.
We're
They're right
right
there.
in the
There's no
yeah. So
secrets. There's no NDAs here. That's
yeah.
it. But
So
that's. But
yeah.
you've clearly the way that you work together it clearly works. I've been going through and seeing your posts and reading about what you've gotten up to, and you can feel that not only sort of the clear love that you have for each other, but the passion that you have for storytelling, and of course the passion for the cats that we will
Oh
get to
gosh.
as well. But
Yeah.
it's a wonderful thing to see. It's almost you're sharing your photo album as it were, with the world, with fans around the world that have, as you said, they've watched you grow together as a couple and as creators. So it's a fantastic, almost like, it's your version of the Osbournes or dare I say the Kardashians. This is your life that you're sharing with the world. Do you have some favourite stories that you've shared over the years?
Oh gosh. It's I don't know. Sometimes it's odd. Like I'll do a comic, and it's hard to predict how the comics will do. I got to a point where like I would just be like I would just do whatever ones I write down loads of ideas and they don't all make it into comic form. And I've kind of just like if I want to draw it, if it's fun to me, I'll make it.
Yes.
Because like sometimes people will just really connect to something that I was like, oh, you guys like you like that comic? Like, I thought that was okay. But and it's exciting, it's fun like to see people relate to just like the most niche things kind of thing. And it's just like it feels like we're all oddballs together. It's like it's really wonderful. But I shared a comic about my cat Wilson, and he tricked me into like a second dinner basically, and I kind of drew it, and in the last frame I kind of drew like I can't think what they're called, the sweets that are like the jelly bears. I drew him jelly bear shaped for some reason because I
Oh,
thought it was
okay.
funny.
Yeah.
It's really, and that comics had like over 5 million views and stuff. Like it's really gone viral. I was like, oh, this is the comic that I was just like, I'm just gonna draw him like a little sweetie.
I mean, that's the way that it can happen online sometimes. You can spend
Yeah.
hours on something and it possibly couldn't do the best that you would hope. And then, like you say, an idea could just come and it gets shared 5 million times. So well
And
done. Well
it's
done.
it's a thing. I feel like people say like, oh, I made something and I spent like 20 hours on it and it didn't get received so well. But then I drew a gremlin little scribble, and that's what that everyone cares about. And it's like that's a sign to just go gremlin mode. Like do your most gremlin work.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
really
that. I
fun.
think that gremlin mode comes to us all from time to time. And as you said, if you get an idea, run with it.
Yeah.
Believe in your goblin dreams. That's what you
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good philosophy.
just do it. You never know what's going to happen for it. But it's absolutely adorable artwork. I love seeing
Thank
it.
you.
It jumps off the screen. It jumps off the paper. How long does it take you to create? So you get an idea. How long does it take until that idea is actually finished?
It's so hard to gauge. I should gauge it. I should time it because that's what a sensible adult would do. Um, I don't. I have a with our super adventure. So they're 4 panel strips if you're unfamiliar, and I just kind of when I get an idea, I'll just scribble it down on a scrap piece of paper, and if I'm being good that day, I'll then take a photo of it so I can find it later. Otherwise, there have been times where I'm like, I want to draw this comic. I know I had this idea for it. I have to go through so many sketchbooks, so many pieces of paper, being like, I know it exists. I think I wrote it down, but I'm not sure anymore. But I just kind of get like a backlog of ideas, and then I'll just pencil them in chunks, and then I'll ink them in chunks, and then I'll color them in chunks. So I think an R Super Adventure comic maybe takes 4 hours to do, but because I do them so chaotically, I'm not sure because I'll do like, oh, I did the pencils for that like a week ago kind of thing. But and then with comics, with like more sequential work where it's like the full format, it's the sort of
Yes.
situation. um oh man, one of the comics takes like a million years. I'm just always like, yeah, that took me a million years, that took forever. So if you enjoy a comic, please drink in the artwork. I think everyone's spending forever on the pages, and I kind of sometimes like I'm at a fault where I'm like I will spend way too long on a panel just because I'm having so much fun with it, and I'm like I do have the rest of the book to draw. I do need to like, move on, but I'm like I could draw
Got
this
deadlines.
goofier.
But look
Yeah,
at this. Look at this. Look at this little creature in the corner. I spent
yeah.
hours on that. But that's again, as you said, drinking the artwork. There are some amazing comics out there that
Mm,
not only do have that great story, but I do enjoy going back and just getting, as you say, lost in the
yeah,
artwork. And when these deluxe editions get released, it's fun to just take it in. And sometimes I would like a comic to be re-released so I can add something else to my collection that
oh
doesn't
yeah,
have dialogue in it, which has just got the
oh,
artwork. I mean,
ooh,
because there are
yeah.
some fantastic stories that work that way. When it
Mm,
comes for you though, from I say creating 4 panels to creating a whole story? One would assume that it's more difficult to get a story into 4 frames. It's that Garfield classic way of storytelling. I used to love the funny pages, as it were, in newspapers, and I would be fascinated
Yeah.
how people came up with those ideas day after day. Which do you find more challenging when working to a deadline? Is it that 4 frame situation, or is it a full blown comic?
It's definitely a full-blown comic.
Mm.
With webcomics, it's like it is suggested that you have a thing called a buffer, which is you've done instead of waiting until the comic is due to go online, you actually have like 5 in the chamber. So you're like you're good to go. But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you're really busy, you have other deadlines that need to be addressed like immediately. So there have been a handful of times when I'm like it's Sunday night at like 11 p.m. and I'm like I'm inking the comic and I've still got to color it. And I'm like I've made a huge mistake, and that's kind of hard. But it's very funny. I've talked to the wonderful thing about making comics is like, oh, I've just dropped one of my AirPods. The wonderful thing about making comics is I get to meet so many other like cartoonists and comic makers, and so many other people in world comics do not have a buffer. I talked to someone recently, and they were like, "What's a buffer?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you've been doing your web comic for like years. You don't have a buffer?" And they're like, "No, I'm just doing it like on the fly." But I think with a longer comic, it's like you've got to it's just like making sure the story works
Mm.
kind of thing is like I think the biggest hurdle. Like I think with a 4 panel comic you've got it right in front of you, and you know it's you can be like, yeah, this works, this doesn't work, I can tweak this, it's not too much to tweak. But if you're doing like a 150-page graphic novel, you're like, does everything make sense? And you have to like reread it, and reading your whole chunky book, it takes longer, and it's just there's so many other moving parts, but it's also like a really fun challenge. I love doing both. With our Super Adventure, it's very like a very self-indulgent project for me that I get to share it as soon as I want to.
Mm.
I mean, I'd save it for Mondays, but you know, this is like a comic that might not see anyone gets to read for like 2 years, sort of thing. So I love, love, love doing our Super Adventure, just like on a selfish level. But then like doing a bigger story, having like all these twists and turns, like they're very two very different formats that I get to play with. But they both have like different rewards, and I just love them both. I just love making comics. I need
It's
to definitely find my AirPod. Oh, it went
no,
in my
no. You
pocket.
find that. You
Beautiful.
find that. That's fine. But
Got
I
it.
mean, that's it's clear that you've got you've got this fantastic creative freedom where you can do what you want for yourself, but also you're working with these beloved characters and games and franchises that have been a part of many people's lives, including your own. And it's you get to add your little fingerprint on that grand picture. So
Yeah.
that must be a sort of a big moment for you, especially with sort of Minecraft, and Spider-Man and Garfield as well. They're big names. So what does it like to feel like to be part of that, that comic tapestry?
It's amazing. It was also a little stressful because you're like, I want to
Mm.
do the fans right. I want to do a good job. With Minecraft, when I've done 3 volumes of Minecraft, and at the start I was more of a casual Minecraft player. So I was like, oh, actually, Minecraft's incredibly dense.
Oh
So like, there's a
yes.
lot going on. But by the second volume, it very much became Minecraft. Very much became the game that me and my husband and our friend Simon would play during the pandemic, and it was really lovely to have like our realm and stuff. And I learned so much Minecraft. I got really addicted to it, to the point
Easily
that like
easily done. It's easily
it's
done.
so good. It's the problem with if I crack open Minecraft, I'm like I've got to have time in the schedule because I
Yeah,
know I'm going to want to play it for huge
that
chunks.
that buffer is filled with like 15 frames ready to go.
But yeah, no, I got to the point where I was like, I really need to be working on the Minecraft comic, but I'd rather be playing Minecraft right now. So, but it's really special, and I've really loved talking to like Minecraft fans at shows and stuff. But yeah, I need to. On that note, I really Minecraft updates a lot. I've currently been getting back into it over Christmas, but I'm just like, there's so much new stuff now, and I'm like, it's just ever expanding. And that's the thing. That's the thing with licensed stuff is sometimes just like Spider-Man's a massive, massive world, and it's
Mm.
like, oh, just I wanted to do it right. But yeah, it's a little bit scary, but it's also really, really cool. So yeah.
It's good though. I mean, as I say, going back to Minecraft, I can remember first playing that many years ago,
Oh
back when
yeah.
there weren't even that many patches to it, and there wasn't many sort of different worlds or characters or definitely animals. For me,
Yeah.
it was just like it was like Lego for me in a way. I would just sit down and just lose hours, just not always playing on the hardest mode. It would be creative mode because
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would then just sit back and listen to the music, and then oh hello, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've got work in a few hours time.
Yeah.
But the fact that again that game has led on to so much since, just a simple little game like that has a huge effect on the world. So much so that now you are a part of Minecraft history, Sarah, which is huge. So well
It's
done.
it's an honor, yeah.
So next time you're playing Minecraft and you've got work saved ready to go, technically you're not playing this. That is work mode. That is research.
That's
Yeah. So
smart.
that's what
Yeah.
you can keep on saying to yourself at least. Nobody else might believe you. Just keep saying it to yourself. Now you mentioned your other work, your longer format comics. Let's talk, if we can, a little bit about Pizza Witch, if possible,
Yeah.
please. Please
Always,
give me a
yes,
rundown of
yes.
that fantastic character.
Oh gosh, actually, whenever this comes up, I'm actually really bad at pitching my own work.
Well,
And
I'm
Pizza
already
Witch is
sold, so it's fine.
she's a witch. She loves making pizza. But yeah, this is
Sold.
like a fun. Thank you.
Sold.
But I got to Pizza Witch originally was like one of my earlier webcomics. I did like a 20-page version of it. Like I don't remember how long ago, like 2014, 2015. And then me and my husband Steph, we make our super adventure together. Like I draw it, he letters it, we co-write it. And then we've been also like co-writing graphic novels. Like we did Donut the Destroyer for Scholastic Graphics. But like Pizza Witch as well, we co-wrote that together, and that was such a dream to work on. Um, 'Cause it's really fun when you write with someone you're so close to, because you'll just be yelling ideas at each other that you're really excited about. And you're like, why did this happen? But what if this happened? So, but also I'm always like, if anyone's like, pitch me Pizza Witch, I'm like, go ahead, Steph, tell everyone that he's downstairs playing Silk Song. So I will pitch Pizza
There
Witch.
you go.
I've got a copy of it right here. It
See,
has
look
a,
at
I
that.
don't
You're
know if you can
prepared. This is
see.
fantastic.
It has a glittery cover, but I don't know if it's coming up on the camera.
Oh,
But yeah, it's all about Roxy and her cat familiar George. And Roxy she has a dream, and everyone's kind of stinky about it, basically. She wants to do pizza magic, but she's kind of in a world where if other food magic exists that was more gourmet and taken more seriously. So it's kind of like you want to pursue a thing that everyone thinks is goofy, and you're like, it's cool. I'm trying to convince you it's cool. That she has a jerk boss, which who hasn't had a terrible boss, but she has a terrible boss. She's kind of like, I have to pursue this thing that maybe she doesn't actually have to, but she ends up on a big magical quest, and it all goes sideways. So it's great, and I got to draw so many goofy little faces, and I had so much fun making it. So yes, that is out through Skybound Image. But it's also, we did like a unique thing where we ran it as a webcomic as well. So you can get it in print, but also if you just want to have a cheeky peek, you can go to pizzawitch.pizza to read it. So yeah.
perfect. And there will be links loaded before that as well. But I'm all for that. Be more like
Thank you.
Roxy. I tell you what, do what you want to do. Make your pizzas magical. There needs to be more pizza in comic worlds, apart from the turtles taking all that limelight. Just give
See,
give the world more pizza. That's what we need.
I'm here. I'll draw cartoon pizza for everyone.
Right, don't say that, because there's a lot of people in Artist Alley at Portsmouth Comic-Con. They will be
Oh
coming
yeah.
for their pizzas. That's the thing. Now, I've seen you at fantastic Comic-Cons around the world, and you've got a great fan base online as well. What's it like, obviously, meeting some fans in real life, and what's the difference between, being this presence online, but being present at Comic-Cons as well, Sarah?
It's it's so wonderful. Like I think we do get a lot of love online and stuff, but it's so much, it's different having that interaction in person. I feel like whenever we do Comic Cons, I always like leave them feeling like very rejuvenated. Like I'm like, oh everyone, everyone does love the comics, like, and I'm like, oh, people tell us online, but someone telling it to your face and stuff is so magical. And we're so very lucky. We get like a lot of fan art and stuff. The last show we did, someone bought me a crocheted version of our cat Pesto.
Wow.
I draw her with little angry eyebrows and stuff because
Yes.
she always has a scowl, and it was just like to get this crocheted version of Pesto with the brows. It was really cool. So it's just it's so wonderful. I my husband's stuff have a big whiteboard in our studio that you can't see, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's off camera. But he started putting up the fan art that we get over the show over
Oh,
shows and stuff, and it's just really like, oh, it's
it's
like
a nice
I'll
little
be working
reminder.
away, and yeah,
But
it's really
no, see,
special.
I think
So
that is the magic with doing interviews via the internet. People can see all this very well-designed area behind me, but much like yourself, Sarah, there are whiteboards everywhere. I'm not going to
gotta
show
have a
you one.
whiteboard.
See, gotta have a whiteboard, whether it be for ideas or questions or notes. They get the job done, as it
Yeah.
were. But
I need to see it, otherwise it stops existing.
I
So
tell you, I could have like so many different like post-it notes and notebooks around me. If it's not there, I will forget
yeah.
who I am. It's not about the guest. It's just like what I'm talking about. I'll get lost completely. But I think though, by meeting these fans at events, it's as you said, you have been creating these characters and sharing your life with your followers and fans for quite some time now. So it must be special to see that now, especially as you said with your super adventure. But you also took that adventure on the road, as it were, with the Japan version.
Oh
Please tell me
yeah.
a bit about that because that's just magical in
Oh,
itself.
have you been to Japan?
It's on my list. I got
Oh,
in my traveling days. I did do Malaysia, Singapore, and China, but Japan is
yeah.
still on my list to go to, just for
Oh,
that world of culture and bright lights that just scratch something in my brain. That all those neon street lights would just absolutely make me feel whole. What was that like though for you
it's
with your
so
adventure?
it was very much me and Steph were like, it's going to be a one-time trip kind of thing, and we've gone back since. And now we're kind of constantly in a stage of I want to go back again, but it's the flights, whoo, they're expensive.
Mm.
But it was just it was incredible. It lived up to the hype, and I love drawing comics about our travels and stuff because I just feel even though we were on holiday, I'm like, oh, it was really funny. I'll note that down for later, kind of thing. I'm like, and then I kind of had like 40 odd like strips about all the wonderful things we got up to. But oh, Japan's so nice. I feel like there's a lot of. It's very funny as well because we get to talk to we have like our super Japanese adventure on the table at cons, and people come up and they'll talk to us about their trips to Japan, and they'll tell us about all these like really beautiful, wonderful things they did. But I'm like, oh, I really like doing the top tier nerd stuff. Like I did a lot of really, I did lovely. We went to lovely cultural places, and it was beautiful. But I also went to like 5 different Pokemon centers. Like
See,
I
I mean,
lived at the Gashapon.
yeah, these blossoms are fantastic, and so is this beautiful temple. But get me to the games. Get me
Yeah,
to the games.
show me the Mewtwo in a tube. I'm
No,
there. It's
yeah, I did
great.
see, and I did see one of your comments about the fact that you found a superpower where you were fantastic at claw games.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. It
You
was,
found your true
um,
talent, other than creating comics. I am a claw god.
it feels so good to be able to do that to provide my husband a blue ham plush. But yeah, oh, so it was so much fun. I highly recommend if you can, yeah, get there to do it. But yeah, the only problem is I feel like there's no such thing as like a going once. It's like you'll leave and then you'll be like, I'm ready for another trip.
And again, that's
But
what travel can do. And I mean, their world of comics over there is on a
mm,
different level of fandom. I mean,
yeah.
I tried many years ago getting into some manga, and I
Mhm.
did okay, but there is just a whole world out there, which is why sometimes meeting people at Comic Cons and talking about what people are reading is it's just a world out there of entertainment. But once, as you say, sometimes isn't enough. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully you return and create another book of your
Fingers
tales.
crossed.
How long were you in Japan for?
So we the first time we went, I think was about 10 days, and then the second time we went was 2 weeks.
Okay.
We kind of justified the second trip. We had this one year that was so busy. We were getting married that year. Me and my husband Steph, my creative partner, Steph Ronans, we've been together for like 14 years, but we only got married like 2 years ago because we were just busy. We
Busy.
were so
I can
busy.
see.
So we were like, this is our honeymoon that we're having like 3, 4 months before our actual wedding. So
That's
we were like,
fine.
it makes sense.
It does
But
because it's giving you more ideas for future work, which is fantastic.
yeah. Yeah, I would love to go back and maybe make another Japan book. But we'll see. We'll see.
It's clear that it's a fantastic relationship that you have with Steph, and you've got some
No, thank
fantastic
you.
videos on your YouTube page where you're not only playing games together, but you're talking about books. You're drawing at the same time as Steph is talking about the characters. It is a real well-oiled machine. Will Steph be coming to Portsmouth Comic-Con as well?
Oh yes, yes, we are a package deal. So,
Wonderful. Great work by Nick and Kurt working behind the scenes to get Steph along as well, because I'm hoping you're going to be on more panels at the event. Um,
oh yeah.
I love hearing people talk about their craft at Comic Con, and it's going to be a great chat there with you both. Now, sadly, I'm assuming that your wonderful cats won't be coming along. Am I?
You know, they're very shy. I mean, they need 10 minutes and then they warm up and they'll be in your shoes, they'll be in your bag, but I think it might be a bit overwhelming for them at
I think so.
Comic-Con.
For a little fraidy cats, mine is just the same. But let's get into the main event now. Let's talk about the cats working behind the scenes, making your artwork even cuter. So please give a brief introduction to each adorable one, please, Sarah.
So there's Pesto. I have like it's just crazy doing work about my cats. I love them so much. But I've also made a lot of merchandise of them. There's two
I see them.
plushes behind me. Those are old ones. We've made newer ones since, but I don't seem to have any on hand. But she has two big eyebrows. She's so sweet. She looks really angry all the time, but she is just buzzing away. She's very happy. There's Toby, who is like a fluffy black cloud. I love her so much. There's Pixel, who are sometimes called Pickle, and I confuse everyone when I do that because they're like, is there a fifth cat? No, it's just Pixel. He's my squidgy, chubby tabby. And there's Wilson, who is just like our mischief maker. He, I, I don't think anything's going on up there, but he is having a good time anyway.
That's the
Um,
main thing. That's the best way to be a cat. It's just to be
just
present in the
no
moment.
cares. He
That's
doesn't
it.
know what's going on in the world. He's so free. Like
What a life.
exactly. But yeah, I feel they give me a lot to draw about, and I love them so much. So I feel very lucky I get to share them with people who also tell me they love Pesto too, and I'm like, yes, she's great. She's got a little fan club. I tell her she doesn't seem to understand a word I'm saying, but
No.
I let her know. So
That's it. They're aware of the fame. They just don't know much about what's going on, which is pretty much what most cats are like, I feel, which is a perfect way to be. When you, though, have a sort of, as you say, you've had some very popular posts go viral. Um, do you ever sort of give a cat more attention if one's done better than the other? Say, come on, Pesto, give me some quality content. You're letting the team
I
down here.
I do feel I feel because I make merchandise of them, and there's one cat who sells more than any other cat, and that's Toby.
Oh,
So
Toby.
I'm like, Toby, you're keeping this house afloat. You're paying the bills,
Well
and
done.
yeah, and then I feel like Wilson is he's had so many comics really pop off. So I'm like, it's really the star. Like I'm just like, good job, some extra brushing for you. But yeah, it's like just they're all so lovable though, so it's all good. But
That's it. And
I am aware
that's it.
that
But they're all
yeah,
they all get the equal amount of treats and brushes.
yes.
No one's getting more love than the other. But out of the four, though, which one is the biggest diva?
Oh, I don't. I think Pesto is the biggest diva because she's a sweetheart to me and stuff. But if any other cat looks at her, she's like, don't acknowledge me. She's very bossy, and I'll be brushing another cat, and she'll just like body slam them out of the way and be like, it's my turn now. So I think if she was a person, she'd be a jerk, but she is like a loaf-sized fluffy thing that just follows me around and is very sweet to me. So I think she's the best. But I'm also like, oh, I think she would be like a terrible, a terrible person.
Terrible person, but a fantastic cat, which is what most
Yes.
cats are again as well. So that's fine. It all works out. Well, it's a shame they won't be at the Comic-Con, but they will be there in spirit. And I look forward to
Yeah.
seeing all the merchandise on your table as well. It's going to be a great, again, I love seeing old and new guests at the Comic-Con and seeing all the books and the artwork they bring along, to see all the things that people can add to their collection. What are some of your more unique items in your merchandise, apart from, of course, the
Ooh.
cats that are everywhere?
Me and Stephanie, we love making merch of our cats. I currently really gotten into stickers. Actually, this is something that really, because the longest time I was like, I would get a sticker, but I feel too much pressure about using it. And then I went to Japan, and I bought there's so many good stickers there. That's not a good reason to want to go to Japan, but it's like one of my top reasons to go back because I want to buy a lot of stickers. We have like cabinets and stuff where we're just like, this is just where the stickers go to live, and I get to enjoy them. So I have a lot of stickers. I've got really into making shiny, sparkly stickers. That we have plush, and we make t-shirts and stuff. So I might be bringing a few of those. But we
Oh,
also
wonderful.
have so many books as well. So if you would like to know Pesto better, or the other cats, they're also all great. I have many, many comics for you.
And that's, I mean, going back to that sticker front, there is a lot of pressure if you get a good sticker. I love swapping stickers at cons and at events, and it is, where do I put it? Because if I put it on my laptop, I might need a new laptop. If I put it on my book, I'm going to get a new book at some point. So I started doing what you've done, is have separate scrapbooks just for stickers. And it's not become an issue, not at all. No. If they bring you joy, then go for it. And that's the thing. Stickers are everywhere at cons now, which I love to see. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
Funko Pops, don't get me wrong, but there was a time when Funko Pops were just on every single booth at a con. Now they're slowly going away, and I'm seeing more creative things.
Yeah.
Stickers and pins for me. Pins are where I get in dangerous territory for collecting. But luckily, I've got extra lanyards, so now I can
See,
mix and match.
I've got
Um,
a big cork board for pins, so that's what I. If you have a surface for them, then you can justify anything. That's me buying pins and stickers.
I've got again a couple of corkboards which were full up, and I've got pins now falling all over the place. I've got this. My girlfriend got me onto it. It's like a medieval flag hanging off the wall.
Oh, yeah,
So
tapestry, yeah.
yeah, and I thought, okay, now if I've got one just for Superman, then I can have another one for Batman, then another one for miscellaneous. Then I've got a movie wall. I've got so many. I love bears, and bears are
Oh,
my big
bears are good.
sticker and badge collection this year. So I'm thinking, oh, I need a new flag now for my bear collection. It's a very double-edged spiky sword, which I don't care, because that's what collectors do.
And it sounds, you've got it organized, so it sounds pretty great.
Again, on this side of the camera, very organised. Over there, and don't get me wrong, when I come back from Comic-Con, there will be even more stuff all over the place. Obviously, you're going to be very busy at the event on the 2nd and 3rd of May. Do you get much time to walk around events? Because I know you are very busy.
This is great work that I do with staff, because it always hold down the fort for me. But there have been, I try not to leave the table, even though it's really, I get so tempted because I'll look at who's going to be at a show and stuff, and I'll plan it. So if I am going to do something, I'll speed run it. But the amount of times that like I just go to the toilet and I come back and stuff's like, someone was really excited to meet you and you weren't there because you were peeing. And I'm like,
Wow.
no. So I try my hardest to be at the table, but I'm not immune to having a quick run around.
That's it.
I love Comic Con. I love like having a peek down Artist Alley and seeing what's like it's great for discovering stuff. I love finding like new stuff in Artist Alley. So I will probably be mainly at the table. But if you see me running down Artist Alley, no, you didn't. That wasn't me. I'm responsible.
There's you with handfuls of stickers
So
going back to your day. It wasn't me, it was somebody else. And there's Steph there at the table just telling the people the truth. Steph's on business mode. No, she's gone off again. She's
gone
getting more
Goblin
stickers.
mode. Yeah.
That's it. But again, embrace the goblin mode, Sarah. Embrace the goblin mode. Oh, what is again, you are incredibly busy, but what's the 5-year plan for you, Sarah? How's that for a pressured question?
Oh, God, that's such a hardcore question. Me and stuff, we've been planning stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about, which is so boring.
Oh,
Like, there's comics and
it's
secrets.
exciting, but it's
Mm.
boring but exciting when you can't talk about something.
We we know what kind of we've got a few our super adventure projects in mind. We've been writing down. We're trying to collect a few good new stories together to build on and stuff. So we're brewing stuff at the moment,
Lovely.
and then there is some stuff that's just very behind the scenes at the moment, keeping us busy. So I can't talk about any of it yet, but
Oh,
it's exciting. I'm
good.
having a good time. So it's just the next 5 years. Uh, just more comics, more cats, probably a few more grey hairs. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we get to keep doing what we do because I feel so lucky that we get to do it together and stuff, and I just love making comics. So
It is
more goblin
more goblin
comics.
mode, and
Yeah.
that's again, and I love, and a phrase that I fully believe in is that that the harder you work, the luckier you get, and it is clear that you not only work so hard, but you've got just an unimaginable love for creating the artwork. It's there. You can see the passion for it. Whether it be an idea that you just see one of your cats doing something cat-like, and then you're thinking, hang on, there's a story there. Not only do I want to share this so I've got a memory in the future, but I want to share it with like-minded fans around the world who love me and my crazy life filled with cats. It's wonderful. And again,
Oh,
it's a great way to journal your life and your
yeah.
holidays and your adventures. And I hope to see that continue for many more years to come. And I can't wait to hopefully come by at Portsmouth Comic-Con and see you busy at your booth and talk goblins and cats and stickers. I think I'm going to have to find some stickers for you in the meantime for when you're at the
Oh,
event as well.
yes, yes. We
So
can
one
do a
of the
sticker trade. I
hello,
have.
I'm in, I'm in.
Yeah.
Where can people find your magnificent work online, please, Sarah?
I'm all over social media, but if you go to rsuperadventure.com, that's where you'll see the R Super Adventure comics and all the links to social media and stuff. There's sarahgraley.com and there's pizzawitch.pizza for more comics as well. So if you just search Sarah Graley, I'll probably come up.
You're gonna
Those
find
are
some.
those are good starting points.
You're gonna find videos. You're gonna find gameplays. You're gonna find books. Everything is there to whatever you want from your creative feed. You will find it. And I'm looking forward to hearing you again interact with the crowds at Portsmouth Comic-Con. Hopefully listening to you at Speaker's Corner as well, because I know there's some fantastic panels there at the event as well. But thank you for your time today, and thank you for everything that you do online for basically just making it a bit more of a happier place.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
Social media and the internet can be a little bit dark sometimes and a little bit real, but logging on and finding a new cat post and something fun and bright and colourful to look at, it means the world to some people. So thank you for every single Monday when you put something new out into the world. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for such a fun interview as
Oh,
well.
I'm glad. I was doing my research, and there's lots of interviews out there, and I was like, well, I know I've got to talk about the cats, and I've got to talk about comics, and I can't leave Steph out. I've got to talk about Japan and the claw machine. There was lots more, but I'm hoping we can find some time for a mini interview at the con as well. One final question for you today, though, Sarah.
Mhm.
If you could go back in time to when you first started creating comics, what advice would you give a younger Sarah?
Oh my gosh. Um, I feel like stop drawing comics about Steph's butt so much. When when I first started doing our Super Adventure comics, Steph was a school librarian, and I had one comic about his butt go really viral, and
Yes.
luckily he has a very unique name. Students didn't know how to spell it, so it never really came up. But it was very much like I was playing his bum like a bongo, and I'm like, "Hey, Sarah, maybe maybe call it on the butt post for your boy." But it all works out.
It works out, yeah.
I'd just be like, just trust the process. It's all good. Be kinder to yourself, and make sure you get Lots of sleep. So yeah, stay well rested.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Cool.
Now,
Oh,
is there a sticker for that bongo scenario?
no, we've moved on. So I've just got Pixel here. Are
Oh,
you
look at that
gonna?
cameo appearance just at the
You
end.
could see just his butt, I guess. We'll talk about that. He's molten. I'm gonna give him a big brush.
Oh,
But
they've all
yeah,
deserved a good brush, and so have you. Give yourself a good brush when you get off. You've earned that as well.
thank you.
Steph, thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to seeing you at the con on the 2nd and 3rd of May, and to see whatever you get up to next.
Thank you. I'm so excited to go. I'll see you there.
It's not
Yeah.
long. We'll see you soon, okay? And there we go. Another episode of the Portsmouth Comic-Con podcast in the can. Sarah, thank you for being such a fantastic guest. I can't wait to see you interact with the crowds at Portsmouth Comic-Con. In a few short weeks, it's getting closer. Down below will be all the links to Sarah's social media pages and websites. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, you can get those from portsmouthcomiccon.com. I have been your host, Luke Bugg, the Geek of Steel. And yes, I'm getting excited. Portsmouth Comic-Con is getting closer, and I cannot wait. I'll be back soon with a brand new episode of the Portsmouth Comic-Con podcast, and I'll hopefully see you all soon on the 2nd and 3rd of May at the event that is Portsmouth Comic-Con.